and hostess, and we're going to have a wonderful show tonight, I promise you, because we have young people on, which is diametrically opposite of what I am. But it encourages me because we have you and your group from North Country High School. It's called Teens for Change, and they have a mission statement that includes equity, equality, change, and to come together as a community, accepting of others. And this is what my generation worked on for years and years and years, but now it's up to you. So this is the head of that group, and it is Aaliyah Wilburn.
Hi.
Okay, Aaliyah, tell me about yourself and what got you involved in this.
So I am 16 years old. I'm originally from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I've basically lived down south my entire life, and so I moved here from around Atlanta, Georgia, about a year ago. And moving here, it was like a culture shock. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, it's so different. It's very different how like I'm treated.
Oh.
So like in down south, like because I'm mixed, I'd be like too black for, hanging out with the white people, and too white to hang out with the black people. So I would like really be in like my own little group with all the other mixed kids. And like now I'm like kind of
you stand out in a crowd.
Yeah, exactly.
You're beautiful, you're talented, you're brilliant, and you're outspoken. So color shouldn't come into this. But
Yeah.
when do you feel that it does come into this?
All the time.
Crap. Did I say that on TV? Sorry.
All the time.
Well, some things really make me angry, and I think it's unfair.
Yeah.
And I thought we'd made so much progress. And you're filming this the week of Martin Luther King's big day. He would have been 94 this year?
Yep, 94.
I know how he feels. Anyway, I had the good fortune to interview his attorney.
Oh, wow.
And Clarence Jones, and who is married to a white woman. And he was married to a white woman when Martin Luther King Jr. asked him to come and work for the cause.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he was totally comfortable in middle-class America with his middle-class white wife, and thinking that mowing the lawn was all he needed to do as an attorney, because he was there.
Yeah.
He had arrived, and Martin Luther King said, "We need you now." And he went. And now he runs this Martin Luther King part of Stanford University. He's an amazing human being who went through all this, and talking to him was my honor, but I felt white talking with him, wishing I could be black at that time to feel all the pain that he watched, just so I could empathize more. And around here, what do you do when someone may say something to you that isn't appropriate?
Well, first I check myself to see if I have the education on that topic. And if I do, then I use my wisdom in order to share it with them. So I communicate, like I educate them. And then depending on how they take that, there's two ways basically. It's either they are very closed-minded to the topic and they just don't care. And then there's the other way where people are putting in the effort to better themselves so that they can't hurt other groups of people.
You mean it's a peer pressure thing? They're being bullying to look good in front of their crowd? Is that what you're saying?
I think that there's definitely like a mob mentality.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on the situation, if they're around their friends while it's happening, they're more standoffish and they push you away. Versus if you take them one-on-one, they're probably going to be more understanding.
That's universal.
Yeah, definitely.
Is it hard to get them one-on-one?
Oh yes. I'm very known around the school as the person that really like touches base on these topics. And there's certain groups of people that don't see that as a good thing for like their friend group, because they have that self-conscious that they know that like what they're saying and doing isn't correct, but they're still doing it. Mm-hmm. And so usually like if one of their friends spots us in the hallway at school or something like that, they'll come and they'll try to break us apart.
Your group?
My group.
The men you're talking to, the
Yes.
one-on-one.
Yes.
Oh, they will?
Yeah.
And how do you handle that?
I try to talk to them as a person, calmly, but it doesn't really work. I kind of just let the situation go.
You're planting seeds, and by your very lovely behavior,
Mhm.
you're setting a great example. And it's true that if people don't understand something, they fear it.
Yeah.
If they're not comfortable with something, they fear it.
Yep.
And that's sad. I wish there were more people around here like you who could get in there one-on-one and just take the hurt
Yeah.
out of the people who are hurt other people.
Yes.
People who are insecure like to put people down who look secure,
Mhm.
and that seems to be what you're going through. How did you start this group?
I started this group about like 3-4 months after I moved here. I was really getting tired with like the battles that were being thrown at me, and so I know that most of the kids that are not deemed normal in our school society or our community society, we're experiencing different things. Obviously, they all have their own story, but we all ended up feeling the same way, and we all kind of wanted to create that change for our community, and hopefully even Vermont as a whole
Oh, I love that.
in the near future.
You're going to be an attorney.
Yeah, looking forward to that maybe. There was one day where I had enough, and I called up a group of people, and we kind of just all went into our principal's office and said that we wanted change and we wanted to better our school and our community, and that's kind of how the group started.
How's your principal with this? I mean, one of your teachers, Brian McCrae, recommended you to me,
Mhm.
so I know you have some staff behind you.
Yes, definitely.
How about the principal? How's he making this a really good thing?
He's providing the space for us to meet. We're actually having our first meeting on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
He finds lots of events for us to go to so that we can talk about what's going on at our school and connect with other schools.
And represent?
Yes, exactly. He's really supportive of like the topic.
What are some of the differences of different people in your group?
Really, our group consists of a lot of people of color and people part of the LGBTQ community, but we have everybody that you could think of that like would represent you is like in the group. So
That is a wonderful thing.
yes, I like to have diversity into the group.
You've got about 800 students over there, is that
Mhm.
true?
Yes, I think 700, 800.
And so you're quite a large group. In your group here, we have, well, I don't know, I can't count that high, but how many do you have in the group in total?
In total, I think we have about like 20 kids.
That's an awesome group.
Yeah.
And you'll probably get more when more people are more secure within themselves, and they'll say, well, I will help in this group because I like who I am. And do you have any transgender?
Yes.
Oh, that's lovely.
We have one that's been a member since the start, and I think we're adding another person that is a trans man into the group soon.
I told you earlier before the show that I worked for JetBlue
Yes.
until COVID, and we had a dynamite support system for every group, and I felt like I was in the minority.
Mm-hmm.
I'm old, I'm white, I'm
Yes.
straight, and I'm a woman. I've got wrinkles, but everybody else was a minority unto themselves in the big world, and they were wonderful to me. Every race, color, creed, gender, and transgender. And the company supported every single group, so we came together as a soup, and I'd like to see the schools do this. It starts at home, too. We have supportive parents here tonight, but if the generation prior to your generation is saying bad things at home,
Yes,
it's
exactly.
really hard to get to the parents and say, hey, I'm black, I'm gay, I'm trans, I'm this, I'm that, Dad, my friends are the following people,
Mhm.
please get to know them. Mom, get to know them.
Yeah.
And that's tough because you can't bring them all to the school to get to know you.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of the hatred, I feel like, is taught. Well, all hatred is taught. You're not born to hate.
No.
And I think that it starts with the home. And so we're actually looking to have something where we can educate the parents first, or like have conversations with the parents first.
A forum? Or maybe a video that you
Yeah.
send home with every child?
Something, but I doubt that any of the children will share it with their parents.
Mm.
So like I have to find a direct way to get to the parents, because the parents are the people that are raising their children, parent or guardian. And so getting to them, it can allow them to change their habits in their home and the way they speak and their actions, which can have an impact on their child, and their child start to do the same thing.
Definitely. If you're a parent watching this show and you find yourself in a position of teaching your children that you're a superior person because of your gender, because of your or sexual orientation, you're a straight person, so you think you're better than gays or whatever, or you're white and you think you're better than anybody else, I think the best thing to do is to go into a high school and just walk in the corridors and see how wonderful these children are. I refer to you as children, please don't be insulted, I'm not patronizing you. I just think the young people have a lot of the answers that have taught our generation something wonderful. And I really hope you can get to the parents.
Yeah, I do too. I think that's, I don't want to say the root of our problems, but like that's the root of the tree. If that makes sense.
Roots of the tree.
Roots of the tree.
Fabulous. Well, I'm glad you started this group. I could talk to another friend of yours if
Yes.
you'd like. Aaliyah Wilburn, an amazing young lady. And you'll be watching this woman as your education continues. Go to Georgetown
Go to Georgetown.
for law,
Oh, okay. On my bucket list.
okay? I mean, there are others, but Harvard gets everybody, but you know, Georgetown is the place to be because then you can get right into Washington politics. So we're going to be talking to Marie. Thank you, Aaliyah. Aaliyah Wilburn. Aaliyah Wilburn. And ladies and gentlemen, I swear, we've got a huge group of children here and some parents, and we've got a great town here in Newport, great Northeast Kingdom. And to me, this is the root. We talked from the root of the tree. Well, this is the root as far as I'm concerned. So hello.
Hi.
Now, make sure I get your name correct. It's Marie Weichert.
Marie Weichert, yeah.
I said it properly. High five to me. I'm so bad at all the children's names tonight. So what is your forte?
I feel like just talking to people. I'm a very nice person, and like I can talk all day. And I feel like I joined the group because I am a person of color. I'm a mix. And
What colors? Just thought I'd throw that out there. Well, today I'm feeling a little pink.
yeah, a little bit pink, and a little blue there.
I think that's lovely.
I joined the group because I know there's a lot of people that are scared to talk or feel like they're gonna get targeted if they did talk. And I feel like I have a big voice, but Aaliyah has a bigger voice. But I actually got motivation off of Aaliyah. Seeing her do this stuff makes me want to do it too, and seeing the people in our school that are scared to stick up for themselves or are scared to do it, I hope they get encouraged by this group because it is a safe place. And I feel like at the end of the day, if you have nowhere to go, you can come connect with the group.
What's your group called?
Teens for Change.
Teens for Change. So, if you want to know more about the group and you're watching this show, you don't have to be a student there. Just go and meet these individuals because you will not be disappointed in the intellect and you will be so well educated after you leave. Don't you think that would be good?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
If you're a hater at this time. If you're a hater, and I never even knew what that was until I saw it on a bumper sticker a few decades ago, the best thing you can do is to get to know the people you don't understand in peace and harmony. And that's not a cliche, right?
Yeah. No.
You've got some talented people in there too.
Yes. I don't have any talent.
Yes, you do.
Marie, you have so much talent.
You
I
do.
can talk, but I can't sing. We have some singers. They will touch your heart.
Where are you from?
I'm from Florida.
You're from Florida too?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're out of there now. Who's their governor? Oh my God. Anyway, we won't go there. I have to go down there and get educated.
Yeah, it's really coming from Florida really changed because I didn't really see my skin color. I just hung out with everybody. I don't know. And then when I came here, I guess I was like, oh yeah, I'm a person of color. I never really got that. I never really got asked that question until I came to Vermont.
How long have you been here?
Almost a year now.
Really, you're new.
Yeah.
Just tell everybody, I stand out in the snow. Be quiet. I'm here for self-preservation, right? Fantastic.
But yeah, coming from Florida changed me a lot because every day I'll hear really rude jokes that is not okay. Not even about racism, but like about trans people, the LGBT club. Everybody gets hated on, and I feel like you shouldn't just go to school not to feel safe in your own school. So this group is really good for that, to help people.
Have you felt better since you've been a member?
I felt really I felt really better ever since I became a member. Like, I feel like I can go to people, especially Aaliyah. If you're feeling sad, she would definitely help you with that.
I think you would too.
I will help you, but I don't know how to comfort people.
Do you know I did meet you, I believe?
You did?
When you first moved here, I was down by the Northern Star boat. And you had just moved here. Hi! Hi! What happened to you? I remember that
I
day.
remember that. My brother
Your
was
brother
there.
was there.
Yeah. We were gonna go to Boba. I'm still gonna do that boat ride.
I know I quit, but you can go and have a, it's probably much better off without me, but it's so good to see you. I knew that I'd see you again. And here they are. They had just moved from Florida. They didn't know what was going on. They said, what is this place? How big is this lake? And lots of good questions. And then you just walked around. You wanted to see everything. You were so excited about being here.
Yes.
I am so sorry you were hit with racism. Glad you're here. I was glad you were here that day.
Yes. Me too.
So, I wish you luck with everything, my dear.
Thank you.
And you can come back and see me anytime. And we'll do this show again. And like I said to everybody, you could go to the station and talk to Todd Pronto about having your own show.
Yes, that would be really cool.
And I think that would be much better than me interviewing you, because you could talk about everything together and you wouldn't wait for a question from someone who, you know, just isn't as with it as you are.
Yeah.
You didn't have to agree.
No.
It's so good to see you. Okay, you send your next friend up and I'll
Yes.
have you on again. Who is it now? Third person.
Aquay!
Aquay! Away with the great house. Hey, everybody. It was so good to see you. I can't believe I saw her again, because I never saw her after that day, and I was always wondering where the heck she went.
Really?
Yeah, and her brother, because you know, you come, you're new, you introduce yourself, you're very nice, and then you never see them again, and I always think, I wonder where they are. I wonder what they're up to, because it's hard to move from anywhere to anywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, Aquay, where are you from in this big wide world?
I'm from Derby. Lived here my whole life. Although every summer we go to New York and stay for the whole summer.
Where in New York?
We have an apartment in Jamaica, Queens.
Oh my God, I used to have an apartment in Queens until I quit JetBlue. I was in Kew Gardens.
Oh,
Jamaica, Queens is so cool. It's got the best Chinese restaurant.
yeah. It
You know,
does.
right on Jamaica Boulevard? Have you ever been there? To
No,
Jamaica?
I haven't.
Oh, it's so yummy. I can't tell you how big their buffet is, but I can spend days there. It's very close to the train stations that go over.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, it's good that you get there, because you get a real slice of life there. What's the difference between New York personality and here? You're talking Jamaica, Queens, you're talking Derby, big difference.
I don't really code switch like I do here.
What's a code switch?
It's like when you change how you talk to like.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like in New York, I feel safer to be myself, but around here, like I code switch a lot, and I don't say certain things, or I don't like tell people the entirety about me to make sure I don't get like hate crime.
No kidding. Have you ever had a hate crime?
Yeah. I
I'm
have.
so sorry. Just because you're black?
Yeah.
I am so sorry. This has to stop. I have something for you. I didn't know who I was going to give it to, but I'm going to give it to you. This is a first day issue stamp of Malcolm X. Okay? Now Malcolm X, everybody knows everything about Malcolm X, but at one point he hated white people. And then he went to the Hajj, as every good Muslim does. And as he was at the Hajj, he realized that they were not blue-eyed devils, but they were fellow Muslims who were white. And it changed his world. And he realized that the small world that he existed in as just a black person who hated white people and non-Muslims, he realized, and he opened up with that one trip to do the Hajj at Mecca. And he became a fuller person. And so if you're a white person or any other person that isn't black, and you haven't met enough black people to know how wonderful they are, to know how fabulous and enriching your life can be, knowing a variety of people. Do a Malcolm X. Look around and get to know people who aren't like yourselves. And what a great world that would be. And I hope that happens. I enjoy that. Think about him. You gotta, your group will change the world, but it's one person at a time, I guess.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
I'm 16.
Okay. And you've got quite a goal ahead of you. You're a science person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about that.
I've always had a love for science. I've participated in some extracurricular programs this summer. I took a biochem program.
Oh,
That was fun. I do pretty well in all of my subjects. It's just that science is my favorite. And I've always had a love for biology and different environments and what we can do to preserve ecosystems.
that would be nice. I told you to start with the swamp out in the back of my place, but I don't hold you to that. But I do love ecosystems. And it's amazing. The Newport water, for instance, have you studied it?
No.
Oh, good, you're still alive. Anyway, it could use some people like this who know what they're doing in the water quality program, because we knew there's a bunch of great groups around here that work with that, but it's hard to make progress because capitalism sort of took over.
Yeah.
And the infrastructure in Newport is not good, so when they have this great big cleanse of sewage that goes into the lake raw every summer by the looks of things, it's not good. And what was a 32-mile-long lake that had become a pristine lake because of work certain people I knew did years ago, has lost its hold on purity. And as this part of the lake flows to Canada, and it takes 2 years for a particulate of pollution to reach the drinking water of Magog from Newport, they're getting a lot of bad water from us, from this side. And so I need you. You have to get out there and do your thing, because this ecosystem is changing drastically. And I don't know, what would be the first thing you would do around here to preserve what we have so far?
Try to reduce the dump runoff by Casella and the sewage dumping.
Okay? And in order to do that, you kind of have to get on city council
Yeah.
and kind of follow the rules about infrastructure. Vote for him. Anyway, okay, that's great. What else can you tell me about the group?
I haven't been in it for long. I joined towards the tail end of last year, so I haven't attended very many meetings. I didn't hear about it really at all until like the end of the school year, but that was due to me not being in school a lot.
COVID?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. How did that affect you emotionally as COVID?
I felt fine. I felt fine.
I didn't mean, did you get it? I mean, the isolation of it all.
Oh, I loved it. I loved quarantine.
As a matter of fact, I have to force myself out of it. He's a normal human being, so am I. I didn't mind it at all, and I'm not an extrovert, but now I have lost the habit of talking to people, as you probably noticed as I mumbled through this interview. But I didn't mind it, and I felt so sorry for the people who were so depressed because of it. Because there are a lot of people who feed on the energy of other people.
Yeah.
And you probably give energy to people.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably. You probably feel pain more than other people.
A little bit, probably.
It's called empathy. And I don't diagnose people as empaths, but I'd say everybody in this room is an empath because they felt the hurt. But they're not negative and they're not pessimists because you're all doing something about it. And it has to be done. So when you talk to people at school who are not so nice to you, how do you address them and how do you get them to change or grow?
It depends. Like, I try to get them one-on-one because, like Aaliyah said earlier, they have like this group mob mentality, and it's not that effective because when they start like not upholding the values of other people they're friends with, they start getting like bullied and picked on, and called like names like N-word lover and stuff like that.
Is that right? Stop
Yeah.
that! God, I can't believe that.
Yeah, my best friend actually gets called that a lot. We've been best friends since 6th grade, and a lot of the like redneck people that he's kind of friends with.
Not that we
call
never
him-
use the word redneck, because
Oh.
we never call a name.
Oh yeah,
Those people.
those people that he's friends with, they'll call him that a lot.
Well, he's got good taste. Okay, he's got good taste, and you keep working hard, okay? And when you start working with science, you know, go for it. Go all the way, and then come back and say what we've done. Thanks for coming, my dear. Give me a hug. You come back and see us, okay? What are you learning? Oh, I love these kids. I think they're amazing.
Yeah.
I just can't believe how wonderful they are. And, well, I've always gotten along with teenagers, except my own. But they're supposed to hate their parents when they're teenagers. But now that they're in their 40s, they know my name. And they even use the right one. So I'm very happy with my children now. But teenagers have a tough time. And parents of teenagers have a tough time. So the more the merrier. Anyway, who do we have next? Amelia Larson. How are you, my dear?
Good.
I love your shirt.
Thank you.
Stand up and show it to Mike Beauchamp, our lovely cameraman.
We actually talked to Aaliyah before we came here, and we helped pick out each other's outfits.
Really? What are you wearing, Leah?
Equity is a human right.
Oh, I couldn't read your shirt. Sorry. So, how did you get involved in this, and what is your reason to being involved?
Well, so I was born here in Newport, and I've lived here my entire life. And my parents didn't grow up here, so I think that's a big thing is that a lot of people here have been here for generations, and they don't know anything else. So like they don't think that everywhere else is as diverse. Like here, we're not a very diverse community, and we're not very accepting of diversity as like a whole. And I think growing up here and my parents not being from here.
Where are they from?
My mom is from Maine and my dad's from Wisconsin.
How did they meet?
College.
Oh, okay. The universal dating game. Didn't work for me. So that's kind of interesting. You've got a Mainer who would be more accepting of our incestuous lifestyle here, which means we all know each other so very well. Multiple generations. And Vermont was the whitest state in the Union until last year, and now it is Maine.
Well, the thing my family and my family for generations back has held so like important is being open to other people and being open to other people's lifestyles and knowing that we're not all the same and everybody needs to be helped in the way that they need to be helped
And accepted.
and accepted in the way they need to be accepted.
You're the bridge between the typical community and the community you want it to be. So who do you bring in?
Well, this is actually my first event with the Teens for Change, and
You're gonna bring all your friends?
to bring all my friends. Yeah.
And that's good. And what will you do if one of your friends says, I don't want to be a part of that because I don't believe that certain people should exist in this universe? What will you say to them? And you'll still be their friend. You still want them to be your friend, but what will you say?
Well, I typically don't keep those kind of friends. I always make sure that the people I feel important. It's important to me that the people who I'm close to think that other people are people. Like other human beings are human beings, and that's very important to me because it's just
Perfect value.
something that's
Well, I think that's wonderful. I think it's awfully good that your parents have raised you to know that as wonderful as the people are here, and they're really good people, it's just a lack of exposure.
yeah, it really
And
is.
I mean, when I first moved to Vermont, I had a head injury. So I got a job on a dairy farm where I didn't have to drive anything but a tractor, and I didn't even know how to do that. My farmer boss used to throw ball peen hammers in my general direction to get my attention. Look that cow! Okay, so I didn't know a thing, and I knew less than a thing. But the people of Vermont, 5 years later, when I was at a store and somebody said, "Oh, you know, old Gregoire took a tree to the head the other day. He's got a head injury. He's never going to be the same." I looked at them, and you know, it's a congregation of people around the cash register, and I said, "Oh, wait, you know, when I moved here, I had a head injury, and I'm okay now." And they just turned en masse, and several of them said at the same time, we knew there was something. They gave me my dignity, knowing that I had a head injury, knowing there was something wrong, but they never asked me, so I was under the illusion that I was okay. And if a farmer can do that to a non-farming city girl and teach her everything about farming with 2 small children in tow, then I can't believe that the rest of Vermont can't give a black person or a gay person that kind of dignity, where it becomes a non-issue if you have a head injury, like in my case, or a non-issue if you're black or gay or trans or anything else.
Right.
And I think your parents are doing a fantastic job.
The thing that needs to happen is opening the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot of like, oh no, if I'm gay, I can't talk about it. Like, I'm a person of the LGBTQ community.
Oh yes, but what part are you?
Um,
Are you a card-carrying lesbian?
yeah, kind of.
Okay, that's fine. That you might get a date. And
I have a
you get there-
girlfriend.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Where is she? She's not here tonight.
No, she's busy.
Oh, a busy girlfriend. Let's talk about her. How did you meet?
Our moms are friends.
Oh, it's always nice when you can meet your friends and moms, eh?
Yes.
That's good. Well, I really applaud you for that because it's a tough, tough thing. Because people are tough on you.
Well, the other thing is, it's not as comfortable to hold hands in the hallway, or because there's a lot of, like the other people were saying, is there's a lot of people who will judge you and for
They just don't
just
know.
being yourself.
They just don't know.
Yeah.
But do you hold hands in the hallway?
No.
No? We weren't allowed to at school. I mean, girls and boys. Boys and boys, girls and girls. Nobody was allowed to hold hands no matter what.
Yeah.
But we grew up stunted socially because we had so many rules. Had to wear Oxford shoes. That's sensible shoes. You'd think I should be a lesbian, right? But no, I'm not. But a lot of my friends are. And at JetBlue, a lot of people were.
Yeah.
And they gave fantastic service. And we're totally accepted and romantically involved together there. I just wish it was so easy everywhere in the world. I'm really proud of you. And have you had any trouble with people?
Well, I don't have as much trouble because I'm a white woman in our school, and I know that I will never struggle as much as some of the other members of this group, because I can hide the fact that I'm gay.
But I don't want you to hide it.
I know, but the thing is, like, someone who's black can't just, like, pretend they're white. They can't, like, hide the, like, thing that is part of them, like, physically. And I could never, like, try to understand how much that is impacting.
It's an in-your-face thing.
Yeah.
And you can't get away from it.
And it's something that our school isn't as, we're trying. Like, there's a lot of people, some people who aren't even in the group who are, a lot of people don't want to see people be mean to other people.
That's good.
But you need to, I think part of the reason that the group was started is to give people the voice, to, like, say, this isn't right. And another part of the group is people can be either outward, like, spoken members, or can be
Supportive
anonymous.
members.
Right. So even if you don't,
They still have that space.
they still have the space to feel comfortable and with what they're comfortable doing.
Yeah, well, it takes time.
Yeah.
And you're very brave. Everybody in this group is very brave. And out of necessity, you're very brave. And maybe by the time all of you have children here, if you all live around here, you'll see something very much as a result of all your hard work today. And you can't give up. Whether you vote, go into politics yourselves, speak, hold forums, invite people who you don't know in, have your own TV show, anything you can do. Get on the radio, call WCAX, call WPTZ, call them. They're dying for stories like this because your generation will correct all the mistakes my generation made. And I hope you do. I think you're all very amazing. It's Teens for Change, and this young lady, Amelia Larson, is just one of the members. And everybody, I think this show has been very rich with personalities and wisdom. When you hear a 16-year-old with such wisdom and foresight and strength, doesn't that make you proud to be alive? Well, get to know them. Go on over to the school, 2:15 to 3 o'clock every Friday afternoon, and get to know this wonderful group, Teens for Change. And I want to thank you for watching Life is Good. See you soon. And buy all your secondhand books at the Nevermore bookstore on East Main, because Larry is a great guy. And he would join this group. He would definitely be a member of this group because he's had to suffer some of the consequences of his behaviors. And he's a wonderful man. So I thank you. And thank you. Yeah, that's it. This is a really, really good poem. And it is by Pastor Niemöller, a victim of the Nazis, by the way. First they came for the communists, and I did not speak out, because I was not a communist. Then they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I wasn't a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Here it goes. We are family.